Hello, and welcome to another Sit Down with Sammy episode. Today, I'm going to be talking about my past year, really dealing with what I guess I could now call a chronic illness, and what that's entailed for me, both physically and mentally. So I'm going to be talking about my struggles with that. But before I get into that, I wanted to say thank you to everyone who supported me starting this new channel a couple of weeks ago now. To everyone that subscribed, who checked out that first video, everyone that just supports me means a lot. And like I said, when I announced this channel, it's not something I'm trying to push, to get loads of views or anything like that. I just wanted to create another space for me to talk about things, really. It's good to talk, and, if I can talk to you guys through the camera, then maybe you can relate as well. But it makes me feel better just, getting things off my chest and just having someone to speak to, I guess. So yeah, thank you so much. It really means a lot. So yeah, thank you for being here. And yeah, back with another video today. Another quite sad one, I guess, but it is what it is. So if you've been following me, unless you're like really new to the channel, then you're probably already aware at this point that I've had health issues for a while now. I talk about them quite publicly, and they've been ongoing, and yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about today. So if you didn't know, or you want to know more, then I guess this is the perfect chance to do that. So basically, at the end of last November, I was at work, and I was working away, outside doing physical stuff, and I felt sick all of a sudden. So the person I was working with, I was like, I feel like I'm going to throw up. We'll need to stop the job. So we did, and I went home, and I thought it was like a stomach bug or something. So I was like, I'll probably just need a couple of days to rest, and then it'll be fine. So I did. I rested up. This happened on a Monday. So I had the rest of the week off sick, and it got to the weekend, probably maybe even like Friday, and I was feeling kind of better. So by Sunday, when Sunday came around, I was like, whatever it was, I've shrugged it off, and I'll go back into work again on Monday. So I did, and the same thing happened again. And pretty much ever since then, I have felt nausea every single day. Not a good thing. So to kind of describe what it feels like, it's like the severity like changes. It's kind of like always like there. I feel like the middle ground is like feeling like you're hungover, like minus like any headache issues that you get when you're hungover. So it's just like the nausea that you get, or like feeling that your stomach's upset. So that's the middle ground. The worst it can be is literally feeling like you like that split second just before you're about to throw up. That's pretty bad when it gets like that. And then like the best, if there was a best scenario, is it's kind of just, it's weird. You still like a sick feeling, but it's not like too strong, but you still don't feel like normal. I've never been sick with it. And really, like, I only started getting other symptoms when I've started to treat it. And yeah, I've had several, I mean, I won't go through the whole timeline of things that happened, but I've had several doctor's appointments. At this point, I've had blood tests. They've all came back fine, like 5 or 6 different ones of those. I even went to a private allergy testing clinic to see if I was allergic to anything. I was, but it was nothing that was causing me the problems, basically. I had a endoscopy, so it's like a camera down my throat. I'll tell you now, worst experience of my life. You're like awake for it. They try to like give you this. They inject you with this. I guess it's kind of like an anesthetic, but it doesn't put you to sleep. But I didn't feel any different anyway. And then like they numb the back of your throat with like a spray. That was awful in itself, because it feels like you can't swallow anymore. It feels like your throat is just like one big muscle. It's awful. Anyway, they put that down, and they found what's called like a hiatus hernia, which is actually really common. Like 1 in 3 people actually have a hiatus hernia. It's like a hernia at the top of your stomach, where your food pipe meets the stomach, basically. But 1 in 3 people have it, but not everyone actually has the symptoms of having one. So normally you don't actually get symptoms unless you're obese, which I'm not, or you're like old. But anyway, they thought that's what was causing it. It took a while for them to see a specialist and actually say that it wasn't. So I was taking, like, they put me on one medication first to deal with that. That actually made me feel more sick. And then I've been taking another medication since, which like really barely makes the symptoms any better. But I've been taking that for about nearly, I mean, I would say like 11 months now at this point. And I could come off it because I don't think it is what's causing it, but when I did try to come off it at one point, and I kind of had like a little bit of regression, but like the symptoms like fluctuate like randomly all the time. So I don't know if it's just a coincidence or what, but I'm still taking that medicine. So that's pantoprazole, it's called. I take that every morning when I wake up, and then I can't eat anything for another hour, basically. So yeah, I had an ultrasound done all over like my stomach, my like bowels, so like all my organs in my chest and everything. That came back clear, and yeah, I was actually getting a tattoo done, and I was talking to the tattoo artist, and I think someone she knew said, they had similar things, and they went on this what's called like a low FODMAP diet. I don't know, it's like FODMAP, like FODMAP, and it's an acronym, and it stands for some like really like long scientific term. If you Google it, it'll tell you what it is. But basically, people go on this diet to try and like relieve symptoms. So you basically end up consuming foods that don't produce like a lot of gas when your intestines digest them. So since like April, I want to say, maybe April getting into May, I've been on that diet since then. It's very restricting. So basically it's like a gluten-free diet plus like extra stuff that you can't eat, mainly like onions and garlic. Like they're the worst thing. And if you go on this diet, or you have a good like knowledge of just food nutrition, you'll know like a lot of products actually have onions and garlic in them, so it's a lot to try and avoid them, basically. But you can do it. So again, I went on that. I saw some, some slight changes to things, but again, didn't eliminate the symptoms at all. I had a bit of bloating that's went down. I've lost a lot of weight because it's a very healthy diet, I would say. So I'm like probably like a stone and a half lighter than what I was. But again, that wasn't really helping. And eventually, like, the doctor referred me to a gastrology specialist. He's seen me, and he recommended that I got some stool samples taken. So that was an ordeal. First time I'd done that. Pooing into like a metallic bowl and then sending it away. They tested that and it came back fine. Basically, that was to check if there was any inflammation going on down there, because I'd had some issues with like constipation. But like, now I'm thinking about it, I don't know if I was constipated like right at the beginning when I started feeling sick, or whether that's something that came on once I went on this low FODMAP diet, and that it's kind of like a cause and effect, because like a lot of the foods I am eating are probably like really healthy, so my body's probably not making a lot of waste, so it kind of makes sense that I'm constipated. I don't know. When you've gone through a lot of these things, you start to think like you're an expert yourself, because people tell you things and they just, they don't work, or they make things worse, and it's like, it's tough. So I don't know when that was a thing, but yeah, that's why I got the stool samples taken anyway. They can check for like colon cancer and stuff like that with it, but it all came back fine. And yeah, he recommended me to take these like antispasmodics, they're called. So basically your bowels can start like spasming, which can actually cause like cramps. So the whole time, like I said at the start, the main symptom I was getting was like the nausea. I didn't have any cramps. And then when I actually went to the GP one time, and he recommended me to take this thing called psyllium husk powder, or isofagula husk. Very complicated names, but basically what it is it's like a mild laxative. So you take it and it won't make you go to the toilet straight away, but over time it'll help with like bowel movements. So I started taking that, and I was getting these intestinal cramps that I can't even explain how bad they were. For the most part, they would come on at like night just before I'd go to bed, and they would last 4 to 5 hours. I couldn't stand up, sit down, lie down. There was no position to get any comfort. I would run like warm baths at like 2 a.m. just to try and get some relief from them. And even that didn't really work. I was close to ringing like the ambulance a couple of times because I was in agony. It was horrible. And I think, well, I kind of know now that that powder I was taking was causing these cramps. Because I think there's not a lot of fiber in that diet that I'm taking. So the powder itself is, I guess, a source of fiber, and my intestines weren't used to that much fiber again, so they were cramping up. I think that's the science behind it. So the antispasmodics were kind of there to, help with that whole process and stop the cramps. So he recommended me to take those, and then start taking the well, they're called bulking agents, but basically that powder again, in combination with each other. Because I actually have I didn't say this, but like I said, nausea is the main symptom. But another thing I've had the whole time is I've been burping a lot, which is strange considering, like I said, the food that I'm intaking isn't meant to produce a lot of gas, and I literally just drink water, so there's no fizzy drinks or anything like that going in. I'm not exercising a lot because I feel sick, so there's no, I'm not breathing in a lot of oxygen, if that makes sense, but I just burp all the time. So yeah, I started taking those. There's one called like Colpamin, it's called. And again, maybe a slight reduction in symptoms, but barely anything again. And eventually I had like really bad heartburn from it, which is like a common side effect. So I was like, I can't keep taking these. And then, I kind of had a little bit of, it's not PTSD, but like, PTSD from them cramps I was getting, because it lasted like a good like week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, these cramps, until I stopped taking the powder. And they were really bad, and like I just didn't want to go through those again. So yeah, I knew I needed to see a doctor again, and like talk through what was happening, because I still wasn't getting any better. And I would say for like 9 months of this whole thing, it's been like a mental struggle as it has been a physical one, because I just have no life really with what I'm dealing with right now. I'm in the house like 95% of the day because I feel sick. Like, if I referred to it like a hangover before, right? And you guys will know that if you've had a hangover before, all you want to do is just sit on the sofa all day and just I guess put your feet up. Like, you don't want to exercise. You do, like, it's horrible. And like, most people have a hangover for a day, maybe 2 days at best. And I've went like over a year now feeling like that every single day. And it's demoralizing. I can't exercise to help with my mental health. I can't eat out because of my restrictive diet. I can't do much. I can't travel. Like, it's been super, super hard. And it's hard not to think about the future and how it's going to affect me. I've barely been able to work, whether I've been working from home just on like a laptop or just like not working at all because the symptoms have been so bad, whether it's physical or mental struggle. So it's been, super hard. And I've been thinking about, just, I guess, bad things as a result. And, am I going to wake up tomorrow? Do I want to wake up tomorrow? Things like that. It's hard to talk about, but it's tough. And, I've seen a doctor again. He's given me some new medication to help. That's kind of similar to, still like antispasmodics and these bulking agents. And thankfully no cramps so far with those. And the heartburn hasn't been too bad. But again, I'm sitting here now with a whole water bottle on my stomach because that manages to give me some relief from the nausea. However, I did ask, and the doctor did agree to put me on antidepressants. I mean, one, because I've been feeling like so down for so long. Two, they basically diagnosed me with IBS, by the way, which is irritable bowel syndrome, and I don't think it is. I don't know if I don't know if it's that, or I've got an anxiety disorder or something like that. But they think IBS is linked to your brain anyway and your mental health, because there's so many nerves around your bowels that the two are like kind of interconnected, and they think that basically your brain becomes more aware of your bowel movements and more self-conscious, and then that's why you start to get these symptoms of, some people it's diarrhea, or for me it's like nausea, very bad bloating, stuff like that. So the idea is, I said to the doctor, like, can you put me on anti-anxiety medication to see if it can actually help with those physical symptoms? And he agreed that it might be a good idea, considering I've tried so much and they've done so many tests and they've came back clear. But he put me on, antidepressants instead of just anti-anxiety medication. So I'm on those. Currently, I'm 2 weeks into taking those tablets. I take one a day. They don't actually kick in for about 3 weeks, he said. So hopefully, if they kick in, they can give me some relief. But the worst case scenario is they'll at least help me deal with the mental struggle of the whole ordeal. That's what I'm hoping for anyway, because after that, I don't know what's going to help me. And it's been tough. So, I'm taking like all these different medications, taking warm baths, putting hot water bottles on, my bed's on a tilt, all like this diet, like so many lifestyle changes. Like I've tried everything, went to different specialists, allergy testing, and I still feel shit. Like I still feel the same as I did that first day when I first started feeling sick. So it's demoralizing, like living this life, and it's, I could live a life where I had to do all them things, but I felt fine. But right now I'm doing all them things and I still feel shit. So, it's tough. It really is. So that's where I am. You might still see me smiling. If you know me personally and you're watching this, hello. You might still see me out and about, but that doesn't mean I'm not struggling, and I probably will be struggling both physically and mentally. So please, respect that, and have me in your thoughts. 2021 has been definitely the most difficult year of my life. And I'm hoping 2022 can definitely be a better one. Chronic illnesses are tough, really tough. If you've got any friends with chronic illnesses, please look out for them. They will be struggling physically and mentally. And there is a lot you can do to kind of be there for them and ease that pain. So if you need any advice, please reach out. I know if I don't upload an ASMR video 1 week, or I'm a bit absent, it probably is because I'm struggling, whether it's physical or mental. So now you guys know the whole story, but of course, like I've done the whole time, I'll keep everyone up to date as much as I can. And again, I appreciate you listening. I hope you've learned something. I hope you've gained more insight to me. And if you can relate to me today, then I'm sorry that you're struggling as well. Health anxiety, health stress, all that is a serious thing. And you're not alone. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hopefully the next video I do is maybe a bit more cheerful, but we are talking about my life experiences and life lessons and just being open about mental health here. So, it's not going to be all sunshine and rainbows, because life isn't all sunshine and rainbows. But I hope that through talking I can help people. That's what I've always wanted to do, even with my ASMR channel. So, yeah, thank you guys for giving me an outlet. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a good rest of your day or night, wherever you are, wherever you exist in the world. You are loved very much, and don't forget to love each other very much as well. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.